100%, and I am the author of Nia Means Purpose and Nia and the Polka Dot Blanket Project. These books are so special to me because the characters are people who I really know, and most of the stories are reflective of experiences I had as an educator. I was a classroom teacher for 14 years, and it was the joy of my life. I decided to write books because I love reading, and my brother taught me to read when I was 3 years old, and I learned very quickly how important it was to read and how reading is everywhere and it's in everything that you do. And so when it was time for me to write my own stories, I originally started to write them just to keep in my journal, and I started to write them for my students and to share them with my students. And over the last couple of years, I thought it's important for me to contribute books to libraries as well, because not many books have students with disabilities, and not many books have students with children of color. And so I wrote these books, and I'm so proud of them because of the fact that they represent characters that are not necessarily reflective in many books, marginalized communities, students who have learning challenges and needs. And, it's just important for us to have books like this so that everyone can see themselves represented. So the first book I'm going to talk to you about is Nia Means Purpose. And this book is the first one I wrote. Well, not the first one I wrote, it's the first one I published, because it's how Nia gets her name or understands her name. And purpose means the reason why something happens or the reason why something is done. And it's important for us to understand purpose, because if we understand our purpose and why we are here, then that helps us understand how we're all connected, and it builds community, and it helps us to be better people to each other, because we know that everybody who is placed in your life is there for a purpose. So this book is about Nia. She has a project at school, which most of us can relate to, and she decides that she doesn't understand the project. So she starts to ask the people around her to help her with the project, and in the end, she discovers and understands what purpose means. So I hope this book helps you to have a conversation about purpose. Some of the characters in this book are Courage, who is a real person. Courage is our illustrator, Sunitha Fuller's son. So Courage is in the book. Courage has UP syndrome. So most people call it Down syndrome, but there's nothing down about it. So we wanted to highlight Courage and other students that might have Downs. We also have Mr. Dooley, who was someone really important in my life. In the book, he's a grouchy old character, but in person, he was the nicest person you ever would like to meet. We also have a character named Mia. She's named after someone very important to me. And her face is that of my goddaughter, Braylon. And Mia is bald, and lots of people are bald for different reasons. I was bald for a very long time because I had cancer twice. Other people are bald because they choose to be, because they have alopecia, because they have a skin condition that might take out their hair. And I think it was important to put these types of characters in the book because we want to normalize that and not make anybody feel like because they don't have hair, that means that there's not books about them. And to show how beautiful you are no matter what you look like. Another character is Nia's father, and I thought it was important to highlight the relationship she has with her father, because so many books are about moms and about animals, and you don't really see a lot of books about fathers. And so Nia's very close to her dad. She's also very close to her grandpa, and her grandpa is my favorite character, if I'm being honest. Because he looks like my grandpa, and I call my grandpa Gampa, and he's in the book right here. And Nia talks a lot with her grandpa. She's very close to him, just like I'm very close to my Gampa, and they share things and they have conversations, and their relationship in the different books are really reflective of the relationship I have with my grandfather. To other students, one of the things that was really important to me was that Nia was on the cover, and that other children of color, especially little black girls, would be able to look at the books and see that there are characters that look like them. And one of the first people to see the book was my friend's daughter, and she looked at the book and she's like, she looks like me. And that really was an important day for me, because I felt like my mission or my purpose had come to fruition. And so she saw the book, she saw the character, and immediately connected, and that is so important for us to do. This book is for all children because I think all children need to see different children in books. And so, if most of the books of the world only represent a certain group of children, that means that we're missing an opportunity to teach all children about certain children. So, I hope you enjoy the books. Nia and the Polka Dot Blanket Project is a book very special to me because it's about a blanket and Nia's love of it. And most of us have a thing. You know, it's about so many of my students had things that would make them happy, things they, lucky pencils, teddy bears they had since they were little. And in my case, I always had a blanket. And I still have my blanket and I take it everywhere I go. And the book is really about that. So today I'm going to be reading Nia and the Polka Dot Blanket Project. Hi, my name is Nia. Nia means purpose. I always have my blanket that has so many colors. I take it everywhere I go. There's always so much to discover. I took it out one day at school and then I heard the giggles. Carrying a blankie is only for babies to drool on when they're little. That day, I felt embarrassed by it. The teasing made me sad. Those kids are mean. I love my blanket. I had to tell my dad. Teach them, Nia. Help them learn why this blanket is so awesome. When I went to bed that night, a new idea did blossom. For show and tell, I told my class why I love my blankie. I told them stories about the times it helped when I was cranky. My blanket and I are inseparable. I have it every day. It's with me when I'm taking a nap and when it's time to pray. My blanket is so soft and warm. It's always been by my side. I hold it close when I am reading or when I want to hide. My blanket is with me whenever I'm asleep. It's with me when I'm awake. It's with me when I'm playing with friends or if I have a bellyache. People have tried to replace my blanket, but nothing can ever top it. This thing has never left my side ever since I got it. Many of us have something that makes us feel so safe. For some, it is a person, and for others, it is a place. Everyone should have a thing that always makes them feel good. If you don't have something like that, I really wish you could. I felt so very brave in class, sharing with my peers. I smiled so big when I finished and heard all the cheers. I have a thing too, Mia said. She grabbed a scarf out of her backpack and put it on her head. My thing is this doll. I hold it all the time. This is my thing, Scotty said, holding his lucky dime. We all learned a lesson that day. I had such a great idea. The first one I told was my daddy. I couldn't wait to share. I think I know what I will do to try to stop the teasing. He listened and smiled. I could tell he was proud. This idea was very pleasing. Give people blankets. I love this idea. Sharing is very kind. We got right to work the very next day on our blanket design. My blanket has been perfect for me. Others should feel the same. We will call them Nia blankets. It'll be my claim to fame. My parents were so proud of me, they thought my idea was perfect. We are so proud our little Nia is doing community service. We always hoped that one day you'd understand your purpose. We searched and worked to find blankets and different ways to collect. Hey, Nia, what do you want to call this plan? The Polka Dot Blanket Project. The end. Thank you for listening. The Polka Dot Blanket Project is a project that is very near and dear to my heart because I created the Now I Am Nia Foundation And the first charity that we had was the Polka Dot Blanket Project. And I named it after my own polka dot blanket that I love so much. And I've had cancer twice. And when I was in the hospital, I got this idea that other people should have blankets because it's cold in the hospital, or you just need something that's fuzzy or makes you feel like you're at home. So I started to pass out blankets to people who were in the hospital, but we've expanded to pass out blankets to anyone in need. Just blankets to help people to smile. Um, and then there are other lessons to help you to understand different ways to help out in your community, different ways to bond with your family, and different ways to understand how to be aware of yourself and to make better decisions. Because one of the things that we noticed in this text was that Nia, when she got teased about her blanket, she didn't choose to go and bully her friends or tease them back. What she decided to do was listen to her dad, who said, "Teach them, Nia. Help them know why your blanket is so awesome." So she decided, instead of being angry with everyone, to teach them. So most of us have transitional items. And so the rest of the book has lessons, essential questions, and lesson plans, and just different activities. So I hope you read the book for yourself. I hope you enjoy it. And feel free to find more information or purchase other books at www.nowiamnia.org, or contact us with pictures of you reading the book or pictures of you doing acts of kindness for others at nowiamnia@gmail.com. Follow us on all social media at nowiamnia or at nowiamniabooks. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope to see you soon.